What is going on, everyone? Hope all of you are doing well. So, today I'm going to be reviewing the 4K release for Hellbound Hellraiser 2. I do apologize for the glare. So, as you guys know, I did do a 4K review on the first film, and I'm trying to make my way through the box set. So, I figured I would give you guys my honest opinion on the 4K for Hellbound Hellraiser 2. This looks absolutely amazing. There's a lot more going on, so the amount of detail that you get for this movie when it comes to the 4K transfer is definitely a step up compared to like the first movie. Yes, you do get some great amount of detail, but with this one, because there's so much going on, you're just getting a whole lot more. And I will state this because I forgot to mention this in my 4K review for Hellraiser, and that is when you get close-ups to, a close-up to, not two, but a close-up of Pinhead himself and the other Cenobites, just the amount of detail that you see in the makeup, the prosthetics and the makeup of these Cenobites just really, really stands out. And it just really blew my mind on how great of detail you can see in Pinhead's face, including his eyes and everything. It was just, oh, made the experience a lot better. Now with this, man, there are some like really big scenes that pop out. But with this one, as you guys know, we do see like Christy and a few other characters in Hell, and just the amount of detail that we get with the, um, you know, with the, oh, what's the term I'm looking for? The set, the amount of detail that you see, uh, looks great. It's almost like you're not even watching the movie. It's like what you're seeing is like actually real. That's how great the detail is. Especially like the close-ups that we get with the Cenobites in this one again really stand out, especially when you get a close-up to Pinhead himself and the doctor when he starts to, transform the close-up of his face and just the amount of detail you see. It's amazing. Another scene when the doctor grabs the patient to bring, what is her name? Claire Higgins? Yeah, when he brings that patient in and puts him on the mattress to resurrect Claire Higgins' character, just the amount of detail you see on his body is just really gruesome. All the amount of blood you do see in this, like the colors for the 4K look great. They like that blood really stands out, and at times it may like make you want to like turn away, just because it just the way they did it for the color coding and just the scene in general with the amount of detail, it changes your whole entire experience watching this movie, especially on the 4K format. So a lot of scenes definitely stand out on this. The sound, I think, is great. Um, Thankfully, like, with the first movie, I stated some of the score kind of overpowers certain scenes, but this did not. I think everything blended actually pretty well for it. Um, so that was pretty nice. Just the amount of detail we get in Hell and all the like, different scenarios we see throughout the film, I think stood out the most compared to a lot of the other scenes. Um, but yeah, just being able to just like experience this in a different view compared to like the DVD or the Blu-ray just was truly, truly amazing. This would look great in a theater or like on a projector. I think, it kind of give you like that old school, like you're seeing it for the first time type of feel. And I will mention, I've said this in a lot of my 4K reviews, it's really going to depend on your TV and if you have a surround sound setup to determine what type of experience you're going to get with a lot of these 4K titles. So I'm just basing everything off of my personal opinion. So just take that with a grain of salt. Everybody's going to have a different experience, but you're more than welcome to share what you thought of the release if you have it in your collection and you've watched it. But man, I was blown away. I think a lot of these horror films, especially that get released through Arrow does an amazing job. So far from what I've seen compare from them to Scream Factory, Arrow's definitely, I think, the better way to go. And I know that's saying a lot, but they give you, you do get the grain, but it's kind of has that old school like theater type of feel to it. And again, depending on the surround sound and the TV, if you have your own home theater setup and you got all the lights off and you're watching this, it's going to give you that almost like you're watching it for the first time in the theaters. I really truly believe that. So yeah, um, I wish I could say more, but I just thought the detail of this was great. And because it is an older film, the special effects, a lot of times with these older horror films are outdated. The effects on here weren't bad. I think they cleaned them up really, really nice. Nothing really stood out. So I thought that was pretty great. I'm still trying to figure out what else stood out for me. I think it was just, like I said, some of the scenes that we could see, like the patient in the bed trying to bring back Claire Higgins' character, stood out. The close ups of the Cenobites stood out. The doctor getting his transformation, things like that, I think are the ones that really stood out the most. Um, but yeah, just absolutely loved it. And I cannot wait to continue on through the box set to see how those transfers end up turning out. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for checking out my honest review for the 4K release of Hellbound Hellraiser 2. I also want to mention that I did actually ended up watching the surgeon scene. As you guys know, for the longest time, there was a talk about surgeon scene where you see Pinhead in a surgeon's outfit, and that was a image that is all over the internet, but nobody knew the origin of it. It was never in the releases that we got on DVD or Blu-ray. And come to find out, it's a deleted scene. It's actually like an unfinished because you can tell this is standard. The audio is terrible. But basically, that scene where they think they're back at the institution, and eventually it leads to having to go back and finish the puzzle. Basically, there's a scene where two surgeons show up and basically tell them you shouldn't be back here. And then that's when Christy realizes that's Pinhead and another Cenobite. And then they start coming after them. And then that leads into like chatter when they're coming, Pinhead and the other Cenobite are coming after them towards the elevator. They're able to escape, but then when they open the other elevator, or not open the other elevator, but when they finally make it to where they need to and the elevator opens, Chatter, the Cenobite Chatter ends up walking through. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. For some weird reason, it had been cut and was never dealt with, but it was cool that for the longest time that specific scene that was rumored to exist or not exist and everything is finally put on this. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, wish I could say more. But if you have the film in your collection, let me know what your thoughts are on the 4K itself. What did you guys think of the transfer? What do you think of the audio? For me, I really, really enjoyed it and definitely worth it in my personal opinion. It feels like every movie now I'm hoping steps up even more. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, check out my eBay store. The link will be down in the description. I'm Film Talk with Mikey. Till next time, we'll talk films. You guys take care, and I'll see you soon.